Certainly. Here's a 500-word story-style article based on the topic. Warning: 6 fish that are silently harming seniors' brains and hearts. Avoid these now. Warning: 6 fish that are silently harming seniors' brains and hearts. Avoid these now. Eleanor Grant, a vibrant 72-year-old retired teacher, had always believed she was eating healthy. Her doctor praised her for staying active, watching her weight, and eating plenty of fish. "I had tuna sandwiches for lunch, loved swordfish steaks, and grilled tilapia on the weekends," she said proudly. But after months of fatigue, brain fog, and a rising blood pressure that confused even her physician, Eleanor started to wonder, was something in her healthy diet doing more harm than good? After a consultation with a nutritionist, Eleanor learned something that shocked her. Not all fish are created equal, especially for seniors. Some types of fish, though popular and widely available, can silently wreak havoc on aging brains and hearts. "What surprised Eleanor is what surprises many seniors," said Dr. Laura Chen, a cardiologist who specializes in senior nutrition. "Certain fish are loaded with heavy metals, industrial pollutants, and inflammatory fats that build up over time, potentially impairing memory, increasing stroke risk, and damaging heart health. Here are the 6 fish seniors should think twice about before eating. 1. Tilefish. Tilefish, especially from the Gulf of Mexico, is one of the highest mercury fish available. Mercury is a neurotoxin that can interfere with brain function, especially dangerous for aging adults already at risk of cognitive decline. 2. King mackerel. While mackerel might sound like a healthy choice, the king variety is also high in mercury. Seniors are especially vulnerable to the cumulative effects of mercury, which can affect memory, mood, and coordination. 3. Shark. Often found in seafood markets or specialty dishes, shark meat is not only high in mercury, but also in environmental toxins. It's best avoided entirely by seniors, pregnant women, and children. 4. Swordfish. A favorite on steakhouse menus, swordfish can contain dangerously high levels of mercury and should be off the table for seniors aiming to protect their cardiovascular and cognitive health. 5. Imported farmed shrimp. While technically not a fish, shrimp is a common seafood in many diets. Imported farmed shrimp, particularly from regions with poor oversight, can be contaminated with antibiotics and chemicals that disrupt gut and immune function. 6. Atlantic farmed salmon. Though wild salmon is rich in omega-3s, farmed Atlantic salmon often contains high levels of PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, synthetic compounds linked to cancer and inflammation. "Many seniors eat it thinking it's heart healthy," said Dr. Chen, "but the farmed version does the opposite." Eleanor immediately made changes, switching to low mercury options like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, sardines, and rainbow trout. Within weeks, she noticed her mental clarity improving. "The fog lifted," she said. "I didn't even know how bad I'd been feeling until I started to feel better." For seniors aiming to stay sharp and keep their hearts healthy, choosing the right fish is just as important as avoiding the wrong ones. "You don't have to cut out seafood," Dr. Chen emphasized. "Just choose wisely. It could add years to your life and clarity to your mind." Would you like a short voiceover teaser of this story's main warning? Absolutely. Here's an additional 500-word paragraph that continues the story, offering deeper insights into the dangers of contaminated fish for seniors and how to make smarter seafood choices. Eleanor's experience was a wake-up call, not just for herself, but for her circle of friends at the Senior Community Center. When she shared what she'd learned about mercury and hidden toxins in fish, others started connecting the dots in their own lives. One woman, Dolores, had been dealing with numbness in her fingers and assumed it was arthritis. Another man, Tom, had unexplained headaches and memory lapses. None of us ever suspected our favorite seafood dinners could be contributing, Eleanor recalled. That's when they all decided to dig deeper into the issue. According to recent reports from the Environmental Defense Fund and FDA, long-term exposure to mercury and polychlorinated biphenyls, PCBs, both of which are found in certain fish, can impair brain function, weaken the heart, and increase inflammation. These effects are especially dangerous for older adults whose bodies process toxins more slowly and who may already be managing high blood pressure, cholesterol, or mild cognitive decline. The group learned that many of the most harmful fish are top of the food chain predators, which accumulate toxins from the smaller fish they eat, a process called bioaccumulation. That's why large fish like shark, swordfish, and king mackerel pose a particular risk. Even more troubling is the presence of PCBs in farmed salmon, especially those imported from regions with looser regulations. These industrial compounds have been banned for decades in many countries, but they still linger in ocean sediments and accumulate in the fat of farm-raised fish. In the long term, consuming these toxins, even in small amounts, can contribute to serious health issues like cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and immune suppression. Determined to turn things around, Eleanor and her group invited a local dietitian to host a workshop called Smart Seafood for Seniors. They learned which fish were not only safe, but also highly beneficial. Wild-caught salmon from the Pacific Northwest is a top choice, rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s and low in contaminants. Sardines, anchovies, and herring are also excellent options. They're small, fast-growing fish with minimal toxin buildup and high nutrient content. Rainbow trout, particularly farmed in the U.S. under strict guidelines, is another great alternative. The key, the dietitian explained, is to choose fish that are low on the food chain, responsibly sourced, and prepared in healthy ways, baked, broiled, or grilled instead of fried. Armed with this knowledge, Eleanor created a rotating weekly seafood menu for herself and started a small recipe sharing club with her neighbors. One night, they had grilled trout with lemon and herbs. Another time, a hearty sardine and white bean salad with olive oil and greens. They even learned how to read seafood labels more critically, identifying the country of origin and farming method. "We took back control of our plates," Eleanor said, "and it's made all the difference in how we feel." By avoiding the 6 harmful fish and replacing them with cleaner, nutrient-rich alternatives, Eleanor and her friends noticed steady improvements in energy, mood, and even memory. "You don't have to give up seafood," she smiled. "You just have to choose the right kind." Would you like a 2-sentence voiceover version of this expanded story?